Hey y'all, it's Heel Heat time.
Hi everybody and welcome to Heel Heat. My name is George Coles and this is our NXT show for the week. We're going to recap what happened on the latest episode of NXT. First off, we have a return of Sami Zayn. First time he's been in the NXT arena since what happened with Kevin Steen at the last TakeOver special where NXT, or basically Kevin Owens destroyed him. Sami Zayn vows to get his revenge. Nice little opener, nice way to bring him back. Nice way to keep it fresh in the mind and build on a feud that's pretty much been building on its own for the last 10 years without the WWE's help, and now they've built on that. I kind of like how they silently used their backstory without specifically saying these guys feuded other places. They've used that to help build the feud in NXT. Next up, we have Rhino versus a guy they never named. And it lasts about 30 seconds. Rhino hits a couple moves, gores him, the crowd goes away happy. Rhino himself pronounces that he's after the NXT Championship. He's after Zayn, he's after Baylor, he's after whoever's on top, he's going for the title. Cool little thing. I like the way they're using Rhino. I think it's neat. I think it's cool to bring guys like him that have that stature, that have been world champions in TNA and ECW. I mean, he's a guy that has a certain name value and still can go at a decent rate. I like what they're doing with him, and I like what they did with Brian Kendrick a few weeks back as well. Next up, we have Bayley versus Emma. This was a good match. Emma's kind of a cautionary tale of Bayley. They have very similar characters, very much fun and bubbly. Emma went to the Raw roster. I had high hopes for her. I thought she was very good in NXT. They kind of squandered her a bit. Bayley I see on the same trajectory. Bayley, as you know, is one of my favorite wrestlers at the moment. I enjoy her energy, I enjoy her gimmick, I think she believes in it. I think Emma's a cautionary tale for her. And I do think there's a little bit of Bayley stuck in a rut in NXT. She's challenged for the title. She's had the feuds with friends that are no longer friends. I think she's kind of stuck in a bit of a rut, maybe needs either a change or to be called up. I think she would be a great addition to the Raw roster. Anyway, Bayley picks up the win. Very good match altogether. The women's division in NXT is 10 times better than what the WWE lets their main roster women's talent be. Next up, we have a tag match. Blake and Murphy, the champions, versus the Lucha Dragons. Blake and Murphy pick up the win, keep the titles. Lucha Dragons. This is, if you watched my Raw review a couple days ago when they debuted on Monday Night Raw, you will see how happy I was and how excited I was for what Kalisto was doing. Then you go back to this. This is one of the cases where I think the brighter the spotlight, the higher they shine. The Lucha Dragons, to me, were somewhat underwhelming in their NXT career. They show up on Raw. Kalisto shows that he's an out-of-this-world talent, and it makes a whole world's difference. Blake and Murphy pick up the win, which is good. I like them as a tag team. I think that going forward, I'd like to see them get an actual tag team name. Like I said, even the Lucha Dragons have a name. But that's, nitpicking basically. I do enjoy them, and I think they're a fun team to watch. Speaking of teams, our next match is a former tag team partners, Ty Dillinger versus Jason Jordan. Basically, a few weeks ago, Jason Jordan left in the middle of the match, left Dillinger alone. Jordan comes out with a singlet, reportedly going to be part of a Shoot Nation gimmick that they're going to do with a couple guys. Hasn't debuted on TV, has been something that's been playing at the house shows. So who knows if they're just testing it out to see if it's something that'll work, and maybe never sees the light of TV. Sammy Callahan, which I can't, for some reason I can't, Solomon Crow, that's his name, in NXT. Solomon Crow had a couple different things he tried out on house shows before eventually debuting on TV, so could be totally different. I hope they go that route because it's based on wrestling. Who would have thought? Wrestlers that are based on wrestling. Jordan picks up the win. He's obviously going to be the star of the two. Out of the two, I mean, nothing away from Ty Dillinger, who I think is a good talent. Jason Jordan has that it factor. He has that, something you want to watch, in my opinion. Next up, we have the highlight, the main event of the night, a 2 out of 3 falls match, Tyler Breeze versus Hideo Itami. I think their feud's been very interesting and very much fun. I think it's helped to take Itami and get him more acclimated to the WWE, to the NXT style. And I think it's helped to give Breeze a meaning. Breeze kind of got lost in the shuffle when we brought over Balor, Itami, and Owens. All came in rapid succession, kind of took the top ratings and pushed a guy that was all the way at the top at Tyler Breeze, who was a constant threat to the world title, kind of pushed him down a bit. Now he's making his way back up. He's obviously got an extreme amount of talent. Wrestling a guy like Itami, it's helping both of them out. I think Breeze has got back on track. He's proven that he's, a guy that can hang with basically the indie darlings that have come in and stolen the show. Breeze is showing that he deserves to be there. He's on the level, if not maybe even better. Breeze picks up the win. Thought it was a great match. I thought it was very interesting, very much fun. Itami is really starting to hit his stride. There was a couple months there where I think he was kind of directionless. They didn't know what to do with him. They didn't know what to do. They paired him with Balor for a while. I think it took him a while to figure out what he is and how to use him properly. And maybe it took him a while to transfer, but he's starting to get it. And once he does, he really will, because he is one of the best talents in the world. Now, just before we go into our top 5 prospects, which if you've seen the show, you know what I'll be coming on, I just wanted to mention this. On the show it's an hour-long show, we had 6 segments. Now, I've said this in the past and I'll say it again. I like NXT when it's 3 matches and maybe 1 segment. I understand that their roster's a little bit bloated now and they've got a lot of people they want to highlight, but we get 5 matches and an in-ring segment. A little bit too much in my opinion. It took away from the matches that we had. We could have knocked off, of course the Rhino match was a quick squash, so that really doesn't count. That and Sami Zayn's segment could have all been 1 segment, but still, I'd like them to compress it down, maybe have Breeze and Itami, Bayley versus Emma, and the tag match, and then save the other 2 matches for a different day. But that's just a little bit of a pet peeve, just my opinion on what I personally like. Not that this was a bad show at all. I thought it was a good show. It's very entertaining. NXT continues to be one of the top most entertaining wrestling shows on television, along with Ring of Honor and the New Japan show, which is basically a highlight show anyway. But I digress. Now we're going to go into a staple of the NXT shows, or the NXT reviews, the top 5 prospects. Now, it's been a while since I've done some shows, so I'll go over it again. Basically, this is the top 5 prospects, I think, in my opinion, in NXT from week to week. Anyone that's made it to the roster and is coming back and forth, kind of like Tyson Kidd was, kind of like the Lucha Dragons, Rhino, they're not eligible for this. This is basically solely for the guys that are almost exclusively NXT guys. Number 5, Sasha Banks. think she's the best of the women's division now. She's really grown by leaps and bounds over the last year. I enjoy Bayley personally better as a fan, but you cannot deny that Sasha Banks has talent. She's even eclipsed Charlotte a little bit because Charlotte's in that area where she's kind of, they don't know what to do with her because she could be called up any moment, so they don't want to start nothing with her, so she's kind of in limbo. Number 4, guy we just talked about, Hideo Itami. Like I said, I think he's finally hitting his stride in America. I think once he gets it going, he's going to shoot up these rankings, maybe even make number 1. Number 3, Itami's opponent, Tyler Breeze. I don't think there's anybody in the WWE other than maybe Brock Lesnar whose gimmick and his skill level are more believable than Tyler Breeze. The Tyler Breeze gimmick and the Tyler Breeze skill set is so perfect for each other and fits so well. This guy is going to be a huge star at some point. He just needs to get some backing behind him to make him so. Number 2, a guy that's already been a huge star internationally, and I think it's only a matter of time before he's a main eventer in WrestleManias, Finn Balor. Came in, showed us the 2 sides of him, the Finn Balor and the Demon Finn Balor, or whatever the hell they want to call it, where he dresses up and has a Carnage-inspired paint job on him when it comes to more high-profile matches. A guy that's captivated the audiences, captivated fans. He shows exactly why he was so high on the list of talents that they should be looking at a little bit over. He's only been there a little bit over 4 months, and he's already making a huge impact in the WWE, not just NXT. Our number 1 guy, the guy that I think's made the biggest impact in NXT in the history of NXT, that's Kevin Owens. Came in, has only had 5 televised matches. 3 of those matches he was world champion, and 1 of them he was challenging for the title. What does that tell you about the guy? He came in as a main eventer. He came in as a main eventer. The fans bought right into his character, bought right into him, got behind him. He's an ass-kicking machine, destroys the competition, lays everybody out, leaves bodies in his wake, kind of reminiscent of Brock Lesnar. My absolute favorite wrestler in the world right now. He's number 1, and the only one I even think is close in the whole world, and as far as my fandom, is Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura, number 2, Kevin Owens, number 1. 2 best wrestlers in the world, in my opinion. But basically, that's all I have to say about the ratings. Now, before I sign off on this show for the week, if you notice, we did have an awesome new intro. That was very cool. I enjoyed it. Tell me what you think about the new intro. I figured with coming back off of my long vacation, we give something new. But that also leads to my second part. Coming back, this is a call to action. For all you Heel Heat friends, all you Heel Heat followers, I consider you friends because you post comments. I feel like I know you. I feel like I connect with you. The call to action is this. As of the Monday Night Raw show, we had 470 subscribers on YouTube. Since then, since Tuesday, to the beginning of me taping this, we've made it up to 474. The challenge I made on that show was I want to get to 500 subscribers by the end of April. Can be easily done. As you can see, in 3 days we gained 4 subscribers. If we gain a subscriber a day, we'll go past that with ease. Here's where you come in. If you like our show, if there's something you enjoy, I want you to share it. I want you to hit the like on here, hit the comments, share it on social media, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter. If you're part of any wrestling groups or know any wrestling fans that may also enjoy the show, share it with them. Let us grow the Heel Heat community, which I consider you guys. Heel Heat's not just me. I started it with one of my best friends. He's still one of my best friends. He just doesn't have the availability to do the show as often as I do. I want you guys to have your part of healing. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your shares. I appreciate your opinions. I like when you tell me I'm wrong. I like when you tell me I'm right even more. Obviously, everybody does. But I enjoy that interaction with you guys. You're all part of Heel Heat. Sometimes you guys change my opinions on things. Sometimes I might change yours. But I want to do this. I want to get to 500 subscriptions by the end of April. Let's make it happen. Go out there. Show them that the Heel Heat Army is better than even the DX Army. But basically, that's all I have to say about this. My name is George Coles, and this has been another episode of Heel Heat.